Hot topic here on Friday. We just concluded an installation of January Camp 2025. And there's been a lot of conversation of, should we even do the January Camp anymore? But in the final game of January Camp, we might have got one of the most iconic images of the United States men's national team. And with that, did Diego Luna become a people's champ, an icon of American soccer on Wednesday?
It's not just the image. I mean, okay, here's the image. And I got to throw up some stats here from Fatmob on Diego's night. He only played a half because look at his face. He only played a half of soccer because look at his face. He posted that social media after the game. Yeah, he took a shot. He broke his nose. They shoved some gauze up his nose. He then went back on the field, immediately made a pass to spring Brian White for the first goal for the United States in the 21st minute. And this is the kind of stuff that gets you cult hero, people's champion type of status, right? Like it is that. And then to go along with that moment and that picture, and this is Mauricio Pochettino after the game talking to the crew from TNT, Robert. Do you want to hear this?
Yeah, this might be the true arrival of Pochettino too, right?
That's something we're talking about too, but here we go.
Diego Luna came over to you, and he's bleeding from the nose, and they're resetting his nose. What did he say to you about wanting to stay in the game? What did you say to him?
I was very surprised because was broke the nose.
Yeah, nose.
I was like, but I didn't want to say nothing, too much drama, because it was bleeding.
You didn't want to scare him.
No, I wanted to scare. But he said, "How you feel?" I said, "No, I can't. Please, coach, let me to keep playing because at least after in the halftime I go out, Doctor, give me the okay.
Big personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, the doctor said, yeah, okay, you go in. And the first action, assist, and we score. I said, big balls.
There's the big balls moment, Robert, from Mauricio Pochettino on television. Yeah, I mean, he's a personable guy, right? And I was talking to my friend Jared Dubois on the Best Soccer Show last night, and he said, could you imagine any other U.S. men's national team coach having that moment? And I'm not sure I can.
Can we get an AI generation of Greg Berhalter with an insert that dialogue and see what it sounds like coming out of Triple G's mouth?
But here's what I think about it, though. It's so Bruce Arena could say something like that, but it wouldn't come off in this kind of
lovable way. It'd be more abrasive.
Yeah, it would be a joke, but it would be a joke that you chuckle at rather than kind of like, I'm sharing a moment, because Bruce wouldn't be chuckling about. He'd say, "Oh, he's got big balls," and then we just move on. Bob Bradley might say it. He is a Jersey guy after all, but again, it would be this gruff, like, "Oh, this guy's got big balls," and then we move on. And then Greg Berhalter, never, not in a million years. And I also think that it is one of those things too, where because Pochettino is speaking his second language, it's a little bit more endearing that he says it, right?
He's poking around. He's trying to find the right words.
Yeah, he might say something, and I learned a word last night, an Argentine word last night for something like this. I've been told it gets used in all these various ways. It's sort of like I think it's a swear word. I think it's not something if I was in polite company in Argentina, I would say. But since we're an American soccer show, and I know some people speak Spanish, but maybe people don't. I think it's okay to say boludo. So boludo is the word that I learned last night. It kind of means this vibe, like a person with big balls. And he's saying Diego Luna has it. And this is the kind of thing. Now, is this justification for continuing to doing the January camp just because Diego Luna had this moment in half a game against Costa Rica? Yeah, I don't know about that. But I think it's going to be fun to watch Diego Luna get attention because I think, he's not quite a finished product player. He's 21 years old. I don't know what his European future might be. I think it's kind of a hard sell. Could you imagine him playing in Mexico? Absolutely. In Europe, it's a little bit tougher to know where he would fit. And I don't know that I'm like, oh, he's going to be a World Cup player. But clearly, he impressed Mauricio Pochettino last night, not just with his play, but with his toughness. And this is what Pochettino has brought. a renewed mentality that winning is the most important thing. Right now, Berhalter would talk about winning. He would give lip service to winning, but we had a lot of things about the performance or the way that the United States played rather than the actual result. And because there was so much focus on how they played, results suffered, and then there were no results to talk about. Whereas Pochettino has recentered us, and Argentines are notorious for being incredible competitors, right? So if there's something that he has in common with us that he can meet with us on, it's this idea like you go and go and go and you don't quit and you do everything you can to win the game. And Diego Luna showed that last night.
At the opening of January camp, I believe it was, Pochettino said he wanted players that had desperation to play for the United States men's national team. That might have been part of a dual national conversation too, a little bit, but the desperation to play was shown by Diego Luna. To insist on that. And imagine if, maybe Pochettino, was like, no, you need to come off the field. He doesn't have that moment. Medical team doesn't allow him off. And then also there was a moment where we got a little worried that we weren't going to see any starts from Diego Luna. He didn't play in the very much in the first game. He obviously didn't go to the Olympics last year, and we were starting to get worried. Is he have any kind of future? Is he even going to be a peripheral figure in the national team? And it's wild how small moments can. It's a sliding door sort of moment. Like if he doesn't then go back on the field, provide that assist, and create that moment, this is maybe us saying, was that Diego Luna's chance gone then?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think that's exactly right. Now, he is a perfect avatar for a lot of things about American soccer because of some characteristics that he brings to the table. I mean, first of all, he's Latino, and I think we have brought up this idea. We have kind of created this mentality like, oh, there's all this incredible Latino talent in America, and we're just not taking advantage of it. We're not finding it. We're not identifying it. That could be true on some level, but again, you have Diego Luna who becomes this avatar for, here's a non-prototypical American soccer player. He's short. He's stocky. There was a story by Jeff Carlisle how U.S. soccer coaches initially kind of rejected him at the youth level because they thought he was overweight, and they had to be told, no, he's just barrel-chested. His body type is weird, but don't think he can't play because he can play. So I think I love that this is kind of creating a focal point for a lot of these things. It also means, though, that we can kind of overrate Diego Luna as we try to justify a conversation about a lot of things he sort of represents. Right, so I think that kind of keeping our focus and being realistic about how good Diego Luna is might be tough, but he also does perform, right? And so because he's in Major League Soccer, we don't have just unimpeachable data that he can perform at a level to be a national team player. We don't know that yet. We've seen him in this moment take his chance, and as you said, that's a step, right? That's a sliding doors moment. Something is happening here that could lead him down that path. And I hope that Pochettino now, as an advocate for Diego Luna, is saying, hey, maybe we can get this kid into camps. Maybe we can get this kid to a European destination where he can prove himself, because the pass to Brian White was inch perfect, and he did it breathing out of his mouth.
Yeah, the downfall of January camp, I understand. I've presented those sort of arguments and conversations as why, like, a non-sanctioned FIFA window to pull people out of teams, this and that, it's kind of far-fetched. But at the same time, not only did we have this Diego Luna moment, but we also had the unveiling, or the kind of the coming out party for the Charlotte FC forward Patrick Agyemang. He also scored a very exciting goal, scored in both appearances. He scored on Wednesday in just 15 minutes, and he is going to be joined by Wilfried Zaha and his club team. So he starts the season, the MLS season 2025. He's got, some more, skilled players around him. Is this I know you said on Wednesday's show we don't want to get out over our skis, but could he be getting into the mix for the competition?
Well, that's
for
the
number
wrong
9?
question. It's the wrong question. Okay, it's not the wrong question. It's a question. I look, I like what he is. I like his profile. I think there is a possibility. But again, we've been here. We were here with Daryl Dike, right? We've been here with Teal Bunbury at one point. I mean, not that they're the same player, but just this idea that a guy who kind of makes a name for himself in American soccer and in Major League Soccer, and then he's going to be something. And DK's problem is injuries. It's not that he's not talented. He hasn't been able to get ahead of steam up because he keeps getting hurt. And I feel for the kid. I hope he's back on the field, actually playing real soccer sometime soon.
For sure.
And Ajaman is again. There's a lot of things to like about him, but let's not forget that he's a late bloomer, and that can work against him in this moment. Now, we as American soccer fans, he's 24 years old.
Yeah.
We as American soccer fans appreciate a late bloomer, right? We were built on late bloomers. Late bloomers, they built this city. They built this city on their sweat and tears, right? And the college soccer that they played. I mean, talking about Clint Dempsey and Brian McBride, and you could go down the list. Like those guys who didn't even really become pros until they were 22 or 23, that's our history. But this is a different moment. So
American 24 and European 24 are very different.
Yes, exactly. Well, not anymore. That's the point. Not anymore. They used to be. Again, the other hero of this game is Diego Luna, who's 21 and has already been a pro for, four years? Yeah. Nicholas Murray can tell me because Diego Luna has played USL, and that's where he got his start. What I was going to say, though, about Ajaman is, again, this is another avatar for sort of American soccer identity, and that is the late bloomer. That is the college soccer player. In this case, a Division III college soccer player who has now a national team cap and two national team caps and 2 national team goals. Keep an eye on him. This is as far as I'm going to go. Keep an eye on him this season. He needs another full year of Major League Soccer. We might be talking about a move for him next January, or it could be the summer of 26. I think that the chances of him breaking into the full national team picture are relatively small, but they're not zero. There is a chance here. I think it would be ideal if Ricardo Pepi is playing consistent minutes at the club level and scoring goals. If Folarin Balogun is playing consistent minutes at the club level and scoring goals. If Josh Sargent is playing consistent minutes at the club level and scoring goals. And if those three things are happening, and there are some other names you could throw into this mix, including Daryl Dike, then Ajaman is going to be behind those guys.
Yeah, you're probably right there, but nonetheless, it is exciting to see an American-born player banging in some goals and putting their name into the fray, and maybe just adding another competitor into the American goal scorers list to give Brian White a run for his money as the top-scoring American MLS player here in 2025, perhaps. Moving on, though, we have just over 600 Morning Kick Around subscribers. Join the MK Ultras and subscribe to the Morning Kick Around YouTube channel. There on the page, you can click and donate to our brand new Ko-Fi link. There you can buy us a coffee or donate to the show at whatever rate you would like. Help support the show. There's plenty of overhead and stuff like that and all that to keep this show going. And so support and contribute. That would be great. Like and subscribe to the channel while you're there. Follow us on social media at MKickaround on X, Instagram, and Blue Sky. And we'll do our best to put that Ko-Fi link on those platforms as well. Or write us an email. Still looking for those Get to Know Your District submissions. We had a couple hints around the edges, but we still need some more of those. Some good off-season content. Taking a look at all the districts featuring a lot of soccer here in the United States, not just in the ones we already know